Hello and welcome to Into the Toy Box. I am your host, Outer Multiverse, or Brian, and this is Beta Ray
Your
Bob,
host, yes.
host.
Hello.
How are you doing, Bob?
Doing good. How are you?
I'm good, man. Um, Thank you for asking. I feel like we got a pretty good show tonight. We're going to talk a little bit about a lot of stuff, mostly Star Wars, because that's
There's
pretty
a
much.
few Star Wars fans in the
Yeah, that's
chat
pretty much
here
the
with us.
topic of the night, pretty much. Um, but have you had a good week?
Yeah, it's a good week. Well, it's a long week because I had to work last weekend, but it's
Okay.
done. It's over. Had some time to recover, and we'll start it up again tomorrow.
All right. All
Hopefully,
right.
not as long this time.
Yes. Yes. That'd probably be better, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Um. Okay. Well, I tell you what. Since we have a couple of guests that are supposed to be on the show tonight, we're going to bring one of them out now. So welcome, Starboy
Hey,
Station.
Hello, thanks for having me.
oh,
Hey, thanks
always a
for
pleasure to have you on.
thanks for
You
being
too.
on. Um. So Joel, how's your week been?
That's been crazy. There's a lot going on, but it's been a good weekend, so that's
All right.
good.
Cool.
Hmm.
Cool. Bob. So how was Will stream earlier?
I thought it was good. A lot of nice discussion about O-ring and O-ring figures and like kind of the state of O-ring collecting and how there's a lot more available now than even I realized. So
Yes. Yes. And what's the name of that stream?
the 118.
Yes. Okay. Bjorn, if you're out there, if you could put a link to that, sir, I'd appreciate it.
Link Master Extraordinaire.
Yes. Yes. But anyway, I'm glad to be here. We're going to talk about the March Madness Star Wars picks, that have been going on. So I guess before we get into really anything, let's go ahead and check in with the chat and see how everybody's doing in there.
Well, speaking of our Link Master Extraordinaire,
Hey,
hey
Bjorn.
Bjorn and Shocker, Starboy
Hey,
Station's here with us.
Starboy Station in the chat.
Yeah. Also got Jerry. Hey, what's up?
Jerry,
Jerry,
Starting to see you
Jerry.
more often
Yes.
here with us.
Appreciate you, Jerry.
Whoops, hang on. Well, functioning here. Okay. Got a awfully chatty chat, which is always good. Ian, what's up?
Ian.
Nebulous Nexus is here with us. How you doing?
What's going on? What's going on?
Rad Toys, what's up? Hey.
What's up, Brad?
And is it just me or did I just miss it, or was there not a WMC this week?
There was not one. It was
Okay. I was looking for it, but
Brad had a show to do, I think.
Oh yeah, not real life comes up. Hey, Fat Red Foo.
What's up?
Doing some like cool little Dio stories on his Instagram. Check those out.
Yes.
Chatter. Whoops.
All right. So
okay, that looks like that gets us caught up.
So
here's
what it is,
link.
guys. Thank you, Bjorn. Thank you for doing that. Also, if you can, Bjorn, throw a link up for, if you would, the World Makers Consortium stream on Friday nights. They are wrapping up their jousters, I think, submissions.
Okay.
I think that's I think it's wrapping up. So if you guys were still dragging feet, I would email pics to Rad like right now or next couple days potentially. But anyway.
And don't forget later tonight, Die Hard 3.75 will be going on.
Thank you, Bjorn. Thank you.
Stories for us.
Yes, yeah. So he was on the show with you guys today.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Okay, so here's I guess something we can look forward to, guys. So Utah Don is supposed to be on the show today, and so we were thinking that he either fell asleep or he forgot what time the show starts.
Speak of the devil, though.
Making it fashionably late.
My apologies. Can
There
you
he
guys hear
is.
me?
Yeah.
It's all good. It's all good. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, I had to work today, and that shit took longer than I thought it would.
It's all
Yeah, it
good.
does
It's all
that.
good.
That was
Okay,
my
I gotta.
goal last
That
weekend.
shit took longer than I thought.
Can
it
you guys
would.
hear him?
Yes.
All right, how about
We
now? Can you hear me?
him, Joel?
Yes.
Okay, sorry about that. I think
It's all
I
good.
haven't even opened a beer yet. I just got home, so cheers.
Yeah, cheers. Joel, can you hear Don?
I cannot hear Don.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
I'm not sure what is up with that. I can hear
You want me
Don.
to log out and log back in?
I think it's more on Joel's side, I think, maybe than
Can I hear you, Bob? Did you say something?
Yeah. Something
Oh, Jesus.
to
Okay.
test
I'll come
for
back.
Joel.
Okay. All right. Well, I was just telling everybody that we are we're about to
Hey, Stanley's
have a
toy
little bit of
room. What's up?
news, and we'll just go into that right now.
All right, let's do the news.
Why not?
Beep, beep, beep.
So let's see here. All right, a little acid rain news dropped a couple days ago, and I guess before we get started, let me see if Joel has solved his audio problems. Can you hear me, Joel?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Excellent.
Don,
Don, say something.
I can hear everybody. Can everybody hear me?
Hey, I can hear Don.
Okay,
Nice.
all right,
It's a whole show now.
all right, we're good to go. All right,
It's a
so
Utah
anyway,
special.
so Acid Rain has a few figures that they've dropped for pre-order this week, and it's some kind of collaboration. I'm not sure with who exactly, but they're using cloth goods on some of these guys, and I think it's a little bit more of a, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's a little bit more of like the type of figures they're making on 6-inch, but they're not really doing, I think, very much weathering on them. And so, and they're a little bit cheaper than they are normally. So I'm not 100% sure, like what's up with these exactly, but there's 3 versions of them. And so I know there's not a huge Acid Rain contingent that watches this, but I just wanted to put these out there because they have a lot more cloth goods on these first 2 than they ever have. And so
I'm saying it's wired as well. So that's
yeah, it looks like it.
now
Definitely
are
looks
these 6-inch or are they?
Yeah, they're 6-inch.
4-inch?
They're
Oh,
6
okay.
But I'm not 100% sure like what the deal is with these because they're like an exclusive to the PIA club site because they're not on Big Bad, at least not yet. But anyway, just thought I would throw those up there.
Yeah.
This one right here apparently looks like its legs. Like you can shorten or lengthen the legs. It looks like in one of these pictures, which I'm gonna have to wait and see what these guys look like when some people want to actually come out just before I get any of them. But anyway,
It may be like a drop hips. Some 6-inch and even some 4-inch figures have like hips
it
you can
could
kind of
be.
pull down to so they get a little more range of motion.
I am I'm on the fence with these guys right now because I'm not 100% sure that. Anyway, I'm kind of on the fence with these guys. I'm waiting to see more about these guys. I like this one the most, but I do like the guy's jacket here. But like I said, I'll wait and see. But anyway, that was a little bit of news. Also, this news dropped this week, which I wish it was in vintage collection style, but they're getting another mall just like we are, but with the cloth goods. And
yeah, it's a bummer that we got a repack but couldn't get the cloak.
Yeah, really. I mean, seriously, you're gonna give us a repack? Why don't you just throw in the cloak, man? That would have made it. I would probably bought at least one.
I would have bought it for that.
Yeah, you know,
the,
just for
the
that.
card looks great, but I'm not a carded collector, so I skipped that one because I already have that figure.
Yeah, I've got a
Yeah,
couple of them
same
too.
here.
Cloak would have sold it.
Yeah, I agree.
Or
But
if
this
they had
one,
updated the hips.
this
Yeah,
one
the
looks
the hips
fantastic,
would be a big deal.
Yeah.
you know. This one
Yeah,
looks,
this figure would be great in TVC. I'd have bought that
Mhm.
for sure.
yeah, that would have been
Totally.
100%, you know, buy. And my thing is like, you know, we probably won't get it in TVC, you know, potentially.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Maybe in like 4 or 5 years.
I mean, it's an awesome like alien.
Yeah, four
buck.
4 or 5 years, but that's why the Bad Batch is still on the March Madness list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I thought this one
'Cause-
was pretty cool. Probably, I mean, probably one of the best. Like, I don't know. Well, I mean, probably one of the best Twi'leks that they released. You know, in the past few years, personally.
Yeah,
I mean,
and an interesting new character out before the show starts. That'd be
Right.
nice.
yeah.
Mhm.
And then this one was, I guess this one is a Mandalorian, right?
Yeah, and she was in the Clone Wars. She was
Okay.
in the cartoons, the Clone Wars cartoons.
Oh, okay.
So this one is pretty cool too. I mean, it's like
Yeah.
it would be great, you know, if we got both of those, you know, in TVC. They're also
Yeah.
getting this one too, which we are getting in TVC, but
Which I'm stoked about. I'm excited to get 2 new Inquisitors. And
me too.
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, those were like some home runs, I thought, because they came out of
Me-
nowhere. you
Yeah, me
know.
too.
And anyway, I thought they were pretty cool. But while we're here, the reson why we're here, before we get into everything,
That's good timing.
we're gonna see some of Don's and some of Joel's stuff before we get into the March Madness picks and voting and stuff. Yeah, if you were to look at this pick and it's like who does this pick belong to, I think you'd have a pretty good guess that it belongs to Don. You know, so it's very fitting for sure. It's definitely something he could make another Instagram with is drinks and Star Wars figures. You know,
Yeah, I definitely took that photo while I was teleworking and not supposed to be drinking.
yes,
Oh.
well,
Back during COVID.
yeah.
That picture's a few years old.
So I pulled a few customs, I guess, that you had put up lately.
Oh yeah, this one. I remember seeing this one. It was really cool. I like
Yeah.
that.
Those
hat,
are the same
you know.
figure. It's the same exact figure. I just pulled off the hat and the overlay piece, the sculpted overlay, and then I swapped out the belt skirt thing, so it has a new skirt. And then I added that hat from Pirates of the Caribbean, and I
Nice.
think he's got some Marauders pouches too.
Cool. Yeah, it looks pretty cool. Looks pretty cool. Then this was just a random shot of a lot of your goons and stuff. And so, man, the scope of the goons, man, it's just like, that's a lot, you know.
This photo made me laugh too because I got it all set up thinking, oh, I can do an all goons like photo, and then when it was all set up, I found a whole box of Rhodians that I forgot about, so then they're not in this.
That's always the way, right? It's like we feel like we have everything set up and take a picture, and then next thing you know, boom. But yeah, great customs. You guys can check all his stuff out on his Instagram. I really like this one a lot.
Yeah.
Man. This one is like, if I had that head, I would definitely steal this build because that's just a perfect.
It was fun.
Bash right there.
Yeah, that one was fun. Diorama Filler at Diorama Filler. His name's Justin. He made this custom before me using that same body, different hands, and that same head. But his has more of like a tan brown skin tone, and I went with this like gray skin tone. And I don't know which one's right, but they're both fun.
Oh, and this one to me, I mean, it's definitely great. You know, it's awesome. That might be one of my favorite ones.
Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong. This is that like pre, like
yeah,
that ancient race.
the Rakan or something like that. I forget the name of the
something like-
race.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's-
the Rakan invaders or something. Right? I don't know.
that
Anyway,
sounds about right. But
Pretty
yeah,
cool.
The Rat-a-tat-tat.
yeah.
Rakuten or something like that.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
This was an area
Oh,
that
here we
I
go.
think you just kind of finished
Lord
this.
Master Bjorn.
Yeah,
Rest
it's
of it.
not finished. That shit's never going to be finished.
Well,
but I have done big increases, big improvements on this area recently. Rakatan? Yeah, that sounds right. Thanks, Bjorn.
Yeah, rad thing. Yeah, but yeah, this area looks pretty awesome.
Mhm.
Those
it's like
those carpets in there, those are like miniature prayer rugs, like Islamic prayer rugs. I definitely bought those rugs in Iraq like 20 years ago. And because even back then I thought, oh, those are cool, maybe action figure use at some point, even
Right.
20 years ago. And yeah, they could really tie the room together.
They
to,
do.
Exactly,
to
Lebowski.
Lebowski choke it. Yeah.
Sure, for sure.
I was gonna say this kind of reminds me of like my house from when I used to play Star Wars Galaxies.
Oh,
yeah.
really?
Yeah, well, you could decorate up your houses and stuff, and
Yeah, nice.
I forgot this guy. I think this was okay. Yeah. So we skipped over this guy, but yeah. I like this guy a lot. He kind of feels almost like a a Soviet era alien. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, because the hat's a Marauder Soviet hat.
Yeah.
The vest he's wearing is from the dime novel Cowboy line.
Yeah.
Like he's really just a mishmash of parts.
Yeah.
But I think it looks cool.
Works. Yeah. He really looks.
Little pile of skulls.
Yeah, that one
in
was
the
fun.
background.
Yeah, the pile of skulls behind him. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, those are from Outer Rim Traders. You can buy casts of those skulls. They have Gamorreans and Rhodians skulls you can get.
Cool. That's cool. Well,
Joel and I keep thinking Joel and I need to start a live stream together, and we could call it the local cluster, like the World Builders local cluster. Like it's the two Utah guys drinking beers, and I don't know if Joel drinks or not, but okay, I'll just drink yours. And talking about action figures, we should start a local cluster podcast. That would be fun.
There you go, Joel.
I'll watch.
And we both have Mama the Hut.
Sure, for sure.
Yeah.
House, yeah.
But we're not going to call it the Two Mamas.
Two mothers.
Two bad mothers or something like that.
Two bad mothers. Yeah.
So Joel, you recently. Oh, by the way, anyway, like I said, if you want to see more of Don's stuff, just go to his Instagram page and
Thanks.
You can, just look for days and days and days on about customs and stuff like that. Great stuff he does. Joel, you have pretty much created a new planet, right?
Yes, I have.
For your figures to habitat.
Yeah.
Habitat.
Live on.
Yeah. Habitat.
2026 is the year. I'm gonna get up there and see your station this year. We need to nail that down too.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Right. So what is the new planet called, Joel?
It's Tonta Endoba is the new one. It's a moon of Tonta Azalis, which is my water planet. So and that little green dot on that this is like my NASA patch, my logo, in-universe logo.
Yes.
So it's that little green dot in the right there.
All right, so you got a challenge. So you got a challenge. I'm going to challenge you for this. You're going to have to do it between now and the end of the year. Okay, it's a long time to do it. But your challenge is you're going to have one figure that you put that on the arm somewhere or the chest.
That's a good idea.
The logo. Okay, so you got to get your little bifocals out, the ones that you can see into atoms to be able to paint that on somebody's some figure. So you're gonna have to figure out how to do that.
There's a different way to do it. Are you familiar with Bad Mother Customs?
Yes.
But they do the slide offs. Bat Mother is willing to do custom orders. So you could send him this and get it turned into a decal, and he'll print it up and send it back to you. And then you have a slide off you can put wherever you want. He'd even do different sizes.
Yeah, I mean, I can print decals on my printer. It's probably not
okay.
as quality as his, but maybe I'll reach out and see.
Right.
He's done custom work for me before. He does good work.
Right on.
All right. Speaking of customs, so the story, I love the storyline that you've had recently. And so tell us a little bit about this one.
So this is Derek the Small. So this is Derek Smalls from Spinal Tap.
Mm-hmm.
But he was on my new planet, and he got attacked by a beast, and all that was left was his bass guitar. But he's kind of been reincarnated as his bard that now lives in my my world.
So I thought kind of what was funny is pretty much he had one appearance and then he died, or he was killed off pretty much right after that.
I kind of started another story, so he kind of got left behind.
Yeah.
And he's been on my desk this whole time. I'm like, okay, I need to give him a loot and bring him back in. So
it was like a Star Trek red shirt, man. It's like he made it to the ground level, and then he was out just like that.
Yeah, I mean, he did make an appearance as a hologram.
Yes, yeah.
In his form.
You definitely worked him back into the story and stuff somewhat. So yeah, that's cool. That's a good thing about killing off characters is you can bring them back if you want to or not.
Sure.
In whatever form. But anyway, this is kind of like your current storyline right now.
Yeah, so this is the guy with the hat and the his bodyguard on the right there. Those were sent to me by Toy Domination. So he sent me some emissaries. I sent him a statue a while back, and he sent me some emissaries. So he's got a trade commissioner and bodyguard, and then an emissary from 2 of his factions. So I just started working them into a story, and it's been going on for a couple of weeks now. So,
well, I like those custom creatures. Those are pretty awesome.
Yeah, those are from Fictober.
Yes. Those are awesome. And this is another part of the storyline that's going on. That's the same storyline. And I've been liking that. I thought this was a great shot. I think this is this still the same storyline or?
Yeah.
Okay.
That is a great shot.
Yeah. I like that one a lot. And then so this is your new diorama piece that you built. And
yeah.
It's pretty freaking big. I know you've added trees to it to give you some different scenery and stuff, but that brick piece that you've created behind there is almost twice the size of what you see on the screen, right?
Yeah, it's let's see, 30, maybe 35 inches tall and 4 feet wide.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, that's a lot. Yeah, that's a lot. But anyway, it's super great work on that. And then like I said, the storyline, I'm loving that, and definitely those customs that you made in Fictober, and I like the Derek the Small figure. So
do you have any Ewoks in those trees?
Not yet.
Yeah. Okay.
But there will be.
Give it time.
Yes.
I'm planning a faction of Ewoks that got relocated to that planet. So, but I mean, I'm still kind of a work in progress. I haven't added any like moss to it yet or anything, but I just had to take a break for it because that back wall took me so long that I'm like, hey, I need to do something else for a while. So,
well,
I owe you representative from the outpost, and that shit might be an Ewok.
I'll take an Ewok.
I've done a ton of custom Ewoks.
All right.
Like I should bring up a murder bear to live on your planet.
All right. Yeah, I'll make a story on.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
So, for sure.
Could you guys hear that baby crying on the mic? Can you hear that?
I thought it was next door. We got a couple kids next door. I was like,
who has a baby?
We have our little grandbaby here, and it sounds like my wife has her hands full right now.
Oh,
She's gonna be pissed at me.
Let's see. Okay, so the reason we're here pretty much was we're going to talk about a couple of rounds of the March Madness picks that have already been made. And before I kind of get into this, I just want to say also, if you guys haven't been, I know you have been, but if you want to see more of what Starboy Station's been doing, of course, go to his Instagram and you can see,
don't forget the plug. He's one of the best.
Yeah, you guys. You know who these two guys are. I know you can follow them anyway, but anyway, they do really great stuff, and I wanted to have them on so we could talk about a few of these Star Wars picks because they're pretty big fans of Star Wars. You know, there's a lot of us that like Star Wars, and I felt like having them on, you know, we could see how they voted if they want to tell us, you know. But before we get into this exactly, I just want to say that next week we had previously said that the March, I guess, 16th or 15th was the due date for the Wasteland sled. We're going to move it to March 22nd. That is going to be the new due date for the Wasteland sled challenge that Joel is the one who came up with. He is the originator of that said challenge. So if you guys are still working on it, I had a couple of people reach out and like, hey, I'm still working on this thing. I'm like, no problem. We will, you know, have another, you know, 2 weeks for you to work on it. So with that said, you got a little bit
Get your shit together.
Yeah, pretty much. Drag your feet just a little bit longer. But anyway, so we're going to talk about the March Madness picks. And before we do, I was just basically wanting to give credit to the Star Wars TVC podcast on Instagram. And he is on YouTube as well. And so he put all this together. And
it's a collective effort. There's a few guys behind SWTVC. All the guys on the podcast are helping work toward this.
Right. So I reached out because I was like, they've done a great job with the slides and everything. And I was like, you know, I hope
they do good work.
Yes. You know, I hope they say yes, because it's like, I don't really want to have to do this myself. And they were gracious enough to allow me to use the slides and everything. And so I just wanted to throw their name out there and
big thank you.
Huh?
Big thank you.
Yes, for sure. Thank you for letting me use all that, because I basically just took the picks and we're just going to run with them. And we'll probably do that, you know, over the next couple of weeks, you know, just to kind of talk about it. And thank you, Bjorn, for putting that in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, it's definitely a lot of work. I mean, they probably appreciate you even just talking about it. They want the word out there. This is a fan-driven event organized by fans for fans, and they want participation, because the more of us that participate, the better the data is. And then Hasbro's watching. Hasbro sees that data, and their argument is stronger if more people participate. So they want the word out there. Yeah, I agree 100% that they're definitely looking at this, because if I was to put out who my favorite figure is I want made, they wouldn't see it, right?
Oh,
but when you have,
but you can't just say that.
People,
who is the favorite figure that they wouldn't see?
Well, you know, I'm just saying, it's like, you know, when you see 10,000, you know, votes or however many votes, you know, that they're getting for stuff, that basically makes some noise. So. Anyway,
even just the top 25 lists that build the bracket is important data.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
Because,
and I know,
you know, a little thing about, you know, the vintage collection figures are, I don't think any of us are saying no to any of them that are being made. You know what I'm saying?
Correct. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
You know, we're ready for them to just, you know,
sort
make
of.
them all, you know.
Sort of. There are sub communities within our community, and there are people, you know, that there are people who are OT only or you know, focused on the prequels.
Right.
That OT only crowd, they just don't give a shit about the Clone Wars or the Bad Batch or whatever. They want that rare, you know, 2-second appearance background character from Jabba's palace, and so do I. But I also want Dryden Voss and Clea and Luthen, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the problem is with I guess I shouldn't really say it's a problem, but you know, if Hasbro made all the original trilogy figures, you know, and people were just diehard OT fans, then they would quit buying after that.
Yeah.
You know,
Yep.
which unfortunately is kind of the way they have to do things, because if they made every figure from every movie, you know, straight out of the gate, what are they going to do for the future? You know what I'm saying? I mean, definitely they could make
and
more.
the market just can't support that. If they made every figure, the market just can't support it. So they have to be selective on what the market can support, and they have to choose characters that'll sell. And we're trying to tell them through this fan poll, for instance, we're trying to tell them what the community most wants. So when something like Bo-Katan wins the March Madness bracket, that figure was made, right? Yeah. And Chrysanthemum, the Wookiee bounty hunter guy, Chrysanthemum. Yeah. These are characters that won the March Madness in the past, and Hasbro noticed that, and now we have those figures, right? So we're just trying to. SWTVC is just trying to give them that data in a fun, interesting way, and now we have March Madness and we get to talk about it.
That's true.
Yep.
Yeah, that's true.
Before we dive in, I do want to express some dissatisfaction with the community in that the Skeleton Crew kids didn't make the bracket this year.
Yeah.
2 of them were on the bracket last year, and none of them made the bracket this year. And for me, that was a bummer.
Well, a lot of my votes went to the duel, and none of them made it either. So,
shit.
I think that Hasbro would love to make those.
Yeah.
But I feel like they just feel like they think the community would not support it at all. You know,
and I think there are portions of the community that would be not supportive.
Right.
That's probably true, and that's a bummer. Yeah.
One of my thought processes are that for stuff like that, why can't they do a made to order? You know what I'm saying? They do that with select things. You know what I'm saying?
I think made to order figures means a smaller number of figures, and that's going to increase the cost. So now you're talking maybe $30 or $35 per figure, and that's a stretch for some people. Like it's going to turn them off to supporting the made to order, and then the made to order fails, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what the right answer is. I would love to see a box set with those 4 kids, though.
Yeah.
Well,
I have so many pirates that need somebody to chase.
Right. And the thing about it is, it's like, how many kid characters has Star Wars made? You know
they've really been dropping the ball on that recently.
I mean, Anakin?
A lot of the Jedi.
Because that Anakin figure is probably 12 years old.
Yeah.
That's a repack.
Yeah.
So they skipped young Leia. They skipped young Ahsoka recently. They haven't done Jason Solo. No, Jason. What the hell's his name? Jason Syndulla. Yeah, they didn't.
Yeah,
they skipped all of the Bad Batch kids. I will be surprised if we get a Battle of Geonosis young Boba Fett, but that's possible.
So my question is, with that, do you feel like it's the scale that hurts them because the female characters
maybe
are already small enough or smaller as it is? and
No, I think it's doable. Maybe somewhat less articulation at that scale because it gets harder.
there you go.
I worry
Yeah.
about fan interest, and probably so do they.
Yeah, I mean, on a figure like that, it's like, okay, are we going to get it? Probably, maybe never. So would I be okay with less articulation just to get it made? I would be. You know what I'm saying? But I mean,
Maybe, but is that a different line, or is that the vintage collection? Because I think the vintage collection has set a standard, and I don't think we should back away from that standard.
well, Jawas still don't have bendable knees. You know what I'm saying?
Right? That's true.
I mean,
Yeah.
but I don't know. I mean, like I said, anyway, that's definitely
That's a whole other topic.
That's true. That's true. So
Sorry,
basically,
I sidetracked us on the kid thing, and you were about to do
that's
March
okay.
Madness.
That's okay. I mean, honestly, I would buy those kids if they made them.
Hell yes, I would love to see a 4-pack and just knock them out.
Yeah, and not only that, but it's like for us that customize. I mean, you
Yeah.
could put. Well, it would be hard. I mean, we would have to have I would even take any alien kids that they make.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like if they
Yeah.
made Rhodians or even just
I know
whatever.
you guys watched that Mandalorian trailer. When they showed that Rhodian in the baby Rhodian in a little, what do you call it, a pram?
Pram.
I need that figure.
Right.
Some 3D printer. Is Chad Peak on tonight? Some 3D printer needs to make that Rhodian baby.
Yeah, I'm down for that. So the round of 64 is going on right now, and I got to get the old readers out to read the fine print on the computer. But they've just had two rounds. They've just had
we've done 2 rounds this
voting
week.
rounds. Yeah.
Mhm.
So they had the Wednesday and Friday, and then they have another one that starts for tomorrow.
Monday.
And they have one
Yeah.
Wednesday. Yeah.
For the rest of the month, it'll be Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Right. And so the first round, well, this is the complete
Right.
bracket. You guys have already seen this. You can go back and check it out or whatever. But the first round were these 8 characters. And so I just want to go down the list, and you don't have to tell me who you voted for or whatever. But if you want to, go ahead. But Don, who did you vote for on the first 2?
So for me, Luthen's a critical character. I want a 5th brother. Actually, I don't need to say that for everyone. I would buy every one of these characters, every one of them.
Right.
But for me, Luthen's a critical character. He's a main character in a really successful television show, streaming show, whatever.
Right.
Yeah, shit, man. I would love to have that character. And he helped build the rebellion. Critical character.
All right. Joel, who would you vote for in the first two picks?
Luthen for sure. And then Luke Skywalker Bespin is my favorite Luke in the Bespin fatigue.
Oh, you're jumping to the next one.
Oh,
Well,
well, you
I'll
said
tell you what,
first
let's
two.
just
I thought you were talking
we'll go down
about
the first
brackets?
bracket. Yeah. So
Oh, I'm
Luthen.
sorry.
Okay. What about you, Bob?
Oh, Luthen, hands down.
Hands down.
Yeah,
I do want the 5th
would
brother
pick,
eventually, but
Yeah.
Luthen first.
I would definitely pick Luthen as well, just because the magnitude of the
Yeah.
character.
It's an important character. And he won that matchup.
Yeah, so for me, I would say I'm going to get to the results after.
Oh, I'm sorry. Spoilers.
No, you're good. You're good. But yeah, okay. So you're going to have Luthen go against the 5th brother. Okay, well, he's not the first. He's not the second or third or fourth. You know what I'm saying? It's the 5th brother. It's like,
Yeah.
I would like to have the 5th brother too.
I want it. Yeah.
But no, not in the place of Luthen. Okay. All right.
Correct.
So anyway, second bracket. Who'd you pick, Don?
Okay, so I sort of have these like built-in rules in my mind, right? It's main character. I'm going to choose main character over background character, and I'm going to choose new over redo.
Yep.
So in this case, we have Luke Skywalker and Bosk, and they're both redos. And they're both kind of important, because I would say those old school bounty hunters are important. But for me, it's Luke. that the Luke we have isn't good enough. But I would love to have, and I think that the tooling of that figure leads to other things. I think it could be reused in interesting ways. So for me, it's Luke. Sorry, that's a long explanation. I won't do that every time. This show will be forever.
It's all good. What about you, Joel?
Sorry, Luke. Yeah, sorry for jumping the gun earlier.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
Definitely Luke. He's my. That's my favorite Luke. Is the best one. So
correct. Yeah, me too. Yeah.
All right. Bob.
I went with Bosk. To kind of go with Don's thinking, my rule is generally go with an alien first.
Oh, okay. That's a good rule, though. I respect that.
So Bosk, his body can also be used for like other.
Correct.
Like
there's good retooling opportunities for Bosk's body.
Yeah.
Because the Cantina Spacer and Boshek also wore that same outfit. So Bosk is very useful. I'm with you.
Yeah, and Bosk still has swivel hips, or at least the one I have. So it's
right, that's the only one. Bosk still has swivel hips. It's a great figure for its time, but an update would be rad.
Yeah.
So for me, if it was a new figure, I would go with Bosk, just because.
Oh shit, we're 50-50 on this one.
I like Bosk. So here's the thing with me, as far as my collecting goes, I don't really buy. I mean, I do, but it's like I don't really have like the main characters of Star Wars really. Like,
oh, you're more interested in the odd stuff.
Yes, right. Like, don't get me wrong. I do like having the characters, but they're not really the face of what I do a lot of the times. Like, randomly you will see one in a post, but for the most part, I want to do the other style, the non, FaceTime characters. And I feel like Bosk would potentially usher in some new use, of Trandoshian figures, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
And we haven't had one. I mean, we've had a couple new Luke updates, within the past few years.
Yeah,
that Bosk is like what?
It's 15 years old.
Yeah, I don't know how old it is, but it's old.
It's probably older than 15
because it came out during the original TVC run, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, I would love, and I feel like we have a lot of Lukes running around, but we don't have.
Agreed. We just don't have a modern standard version of this outfit.
True.
Yeah.
However, I would still take the Luke in the Bespin, and I want that one.
Yeah. And I would still take Bosk, and I want that.
Yeah, I definitely want that one too. But my vote went to Bosk. Okay.
I love that we're 50-50 on that. That's great.
All right, so you're up next for Qui-Gon Jinn or the Frog Lady.
Okay, Frog Lady, because it's new. I want Qui-Gon Jinn. That's a critical character that should be updated. The only ones we have are crap. It should be updated. But Frog Lady's a new character, so I'm going new over redo. That's the only. That's my rule on that one.
I totally get that. It's like.
And I'm going to force myself to shut up early.
I feel like we've had an abundance of Qui-Gon Jinns made over the past 15
loads of them.
Years,
yeah.
But however,
not to modern standard.
Yeah, there may not be to the the updated version, but we've never had the Frog Lady in any style. So
correct. Yeah.
Joel, what's your pick?
Frog Lady, new alien.
Yeah.
You could do a bunch with that head. Make her husband. So yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I would love that.
I think with any alien, you have the potential for more customs. And so,
because I'd buy a couple of them and do repaints like the Rhodians.
And you got to figure Hasbro thinks that, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Do they? I would love to just talk to one person that's like, in the Hasbro Star Wars community and be like, hey, do you guys, think about, world builders or customizers?
I think they do. I think they understand some of this stuff. I'm just not sure we're a deep enough audience.
Right. No, you're right because the main driving force is the people who I don't have this character, I want it made,
Yeah,
and then why do you need two for? You know what I'm saying? It's like, well,
yeah,
just because we like to open them up and play with them and make them different characters, But
Hmm.
Yeah, we don't need
Um,
2, we need 3.
well,
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
whatever, one to open, one to keep on card, and one for whatever. That Saturday Night Live skit. But anyway,
yeah.
all
That
right,
was a good
Bob,
bit.
who's you picking,
Bob.
Bob?
On this one, I actually clicked. I went with Qui-Gon Jinn.
Oh,
Just
that's a
because-
surprise.
Partly though, because I'm afraid that like since Frog Lady is like a shorter character, that Hasbro's going to cheap out on the articulation.
That's interesting, but I think TVC is what it is. The standard has been set, and they need to meet that. And
Oh, I agree. I just
yeah,
don't think they're going to do it.
And
Well-
the same actress played Queel as well, so
and
she-
Quill, that's a great
Yeah.
figure.
That's a great
Yeah, I was
figure.
gonna
That's
say,
a
that's
great
hard
figure.
to
Mhm.
articulate.
Oh yeah, Quill came out
Yeah,
really good.
100%.
So they could use basically that buck and just put a dress over it and
Hey,
Or
I'm down
whatever.
for it.
Yeah.
I'm down for it. Especially now they're charging $20 a figure. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
you can't tell me that doesn't go into a little bit more of the quality or mold coffers because right. I mean that's
So-
gotta,
Mhm.
Yeah, so they definitely do some math there with can we reuse these parts, right?
right.
Yeah.
And I do worry that Frog Lady parts are harder to reuse.
True.
Mhm.
But if they use the quill, they could use the legs potentially.
Maybe I'd have to look at it.
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it would be. So I'll go ahead and give you my guess that it's Frog.
Yeah,
Lady.
let's hear it. Frog Lady.
I mean,
Okay.
I definitely-
Where were we?
kinda-
Were we 3-1 on that?
Yeah,
3-1.
we're 3-1.
3-1.
I feel
Okay.
like I'm definitely going to go with a figure they've never made versus one.
Yeah.
There's already a handful out there and a half. You know what I'm saying?
But again, I would buy both.
Yeah, me too. I mean, if they remade and had basically updated, figures of all these that we're talking about, I would definitely take both. You know what I'm saying? For
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that's those. All right. So for the last,
All right, well, who's
bracket
next?
on this slide,
Oh yeah.
go ahead, Don.
Yeah, Dryden's on my list. Yeah, I want yachts because I mean you've seen my shit. I love Java guards and Cantina patrons and pirates and those weirdos, right?
Right.
But Dryden Voss has a speaking role. He's the main fucking villain. Oh, do we say fuck on this show?
I mean,
we do now.
it's a PG-13 show, so we're allowed one.
Oh shit! And I did 2 of them. So
Okay.
he's the main villain in that show, and what are we at? 10 years later, we still don't have the main villain,
That's true.
and he's a crime boss, so he still fits that whole thing, right? But I would buy both, and I would buy multiples of yachts.
Yes, I agree. Okay, Joel.
So this has nothing to do with Dryden. It's the original person that was supposed to play him was Michael K. Williams, and so I kind of hold that against Dryden.
Oh shit!
That it wasn't.
Yeah.
That it wasn't him, because that's Omar from The Wire. So
Yeah. Which would have
I'm
been
gonna go
great.
yeah. So I still hold that against that movie. That's like the only thing that bugs me is that I wish we would have got him. But I'll go with yachts.
Oh, okay.
All right, Bob. Who you got?
Oh, yachts, Alien.
Oh
Yeah.
shit!
I mean,
All right,
like
well-
I said, it's another one of those. I'd love both, but I could only pick one. So
And he's a
Yeah.
cool alien.
Yeah.
So I went yachts as well, just because.
Oh, we went 75-25 on that. I'm the outlier.
Like I said, if I had to pick, I'm usually going to go with an alien potentially over, just like kind of Bob said, over maybe human or something. But it's like I would definitely take both for sure.
Yeah. And Bjorn just said there's better custom potential from yachts. He's totally right about that. And that's why I want yachts. So that's part of why I want yachts.
Yeah,
But
I mean, I would take them
shit,
all.
man,
I would buy
Dryden,
everyone.
like core character.
If they announced, 2 weeks from now that they're making all 8 of these characters and they're going to be in the next wave, I'd be like, okay, I'm getting all these characters in the next wave.
Yeah, I'd be so stoked.
So, all right. So here are the results. I don't know if you guys can see this really, but so Luthen won.
Yeah.
Boss won.
Luthen was the biggest blowout of this round.
Yeah, he may be the winner of this whole thing. Just
potentially, yeah. Important character.
Number 1 seed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Anyway, so Bosk won his matchup with Luke. Qui-Gon beat out the Frog Lady. Dryden, he beat out Yachts.
Which was the closest one, right? Dryden and Yachts.
It's like 5 votes.
Votes. That's close as hell. That's amazing.
Yeah. And then hold on a second. Okay, so we got to go to the so let me go to the next slide. Okay. So this slide we'll just do the same thing.
Let's talk it through.
With you, Don, who you got in first bracket?
It goes without saying I want both. But Wrecker, because neither of them are in TVC, but I do have an Aunt Beru figure from like 1998.
Right.
Wrecker.
Yeah. All right, Joel, who you got?
Definitely Wrecker. Yeah, give us the batch.
That shit would be a fun figure too.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Bob? All
right, so this is going to shock people. I went with Aunt Beru. This time around, or at least in all this voting, so since it all whittles down to like one figure, I'm actually not voting for any of the Bad Batch.
Yeah, I see what you're
saying. Oh, okay, that's fine.
You're voting for ones you think will get made, right?
Well, not so much just ones that I think will get made. It's just I want.
You're tactically voting.
One of them.
He is
trying to.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, eventually it's going to come down to like Wrecker versus Tech. Then who do you pick? So it's let's just
Wrecker.
Weed them all.
I think Bob feels like Wrecker is going to be made anyway, so he might as well get a vote in for Aunt Beru.
Maybe. I mean, maybe Wrecker.
Yeah, maybe that's not a terrible argument, but we've had Hunter for what 3 years?
I know, and we just got Crosshairs.
Yeah.
At least we got.
I don't want to wait another 3 years for the next character and another 3 for the next.
Hey,
I get you.
I totally respect that. But anyway, I would went with Wrecker just because I would
75-25 again.
I'd love to have a Wrecker more than I would Aunt Beru. Don't get me wrong, I'd get Aunt Beru, but
100%.
I can do more with Wrecker right now than doubles of that guy than I could with 2 Aunt Berus. You know what I'm saying, or something like that. Okay. All right. The next bracket, Darth Malak versus Omega. Don.
Could you guys tell I haven't had dinner yet and I've had a couple beers?
No.
Okay, perfect.
Really
so for me, it's Omega. Partly it's the same, like they've been skipping kids for a while argument, and partly I don't know who Malik is.
It's the
No, I know who he is. I'm making a joke about his obscurity.
Okay. It's definitely
for me less important. I would buy it, but less important.
Right.
Okay, sorry.
No, you're good. Joel, what about you?
Omega.
Okay.
Nice.
Bob?
I went with Darth Malak.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Good dark side user is always welcome in my world.
Gotcha.
And his compatriot sold really well.
Mm-hmm.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
I went with Omega. Just because I feel like I said, we need to finish the Bad Batch. Omega's a part of the Bad Batch.
Yeah.
I would love to get a Darth Malik, but I mean, they've made one in Black Series, so it's like that feels like, you know,
they've made Omega in Black Series too.
Well, that's true. I forgot about that. Yeah, you're right. But yeah, I would say I'd like to have an Omega in Vintage Collection. So
yeah, agreed.
Anyway.
I would love for 2026 to be the year that we knock the Bad Batch off the fucking bracket. So we just don't even have them there next year. I said the word again. Now we've crossed into R-rated territory.
I agree. Oh, hey, Will. How you doing, man? Good show today. We've already posted the link to the show, so you know, good job with you and Bob and Tony. All right, so bracket number 3: General Grievous or Mon Mothma. Mon Mothma.
Which Mothma was this? I voted for Mothma on this one.
It's gonna be if it's Solus, that's gonna be old Mothma, right? In the Rebel briefing.
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, hang on. I might have voted for Grievous. I don't remember. I want both of them. I don't remember which way I voted. Let's just say Grievous this time.
All right.
They're both characters we have older versions of. Grievous is more interesting as an action figure.
Yeah. Joel?
Yeah, Grievous is pretty great. I mean, give us Grievous.
Yeah.
All right. Bob?
Oh, Grievous. Yeah, that was an easy pick for me. Not that I don't want a Mon Mothma, but I'd rather get the Andor version.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. All right, so I picked Grievous as well. If we got
I think we went 100% on this one.
Yeah, I would definitely love to have an updated Grievous. You know,
could you imagine like ball jointed shoulders and ball jointed hips on a
so
that could be an amazing figure.
You know, my opinion is make that one the deluxe. You know what I'm saying? I'd pay.
Yeah. There's no way it's not a deluxe.
Yeah,
but that figure would be amazing.
Yeah, I would love it. All right. Okay. Last bracket on this one. Mon Mothma, the Senate speech, or Bix?
This one was tough for me because they seem equal, right? There's not a rule that I can go with, like alien or main character or redo. They're sort of equal. I'm pretty sure I picked Mon Mothma on this one though, but I can't actually remember because I want both of them pretty equally.
All right.
So let's just go with Mon Mothma for tonight.
Okay. Joel.
This is definitely the toughest one. I'm gonna go with Bix. Yeah.
Okay. Bob.
Again, tough call, but yeah, I went Bix because she'll fit in better with my little rebellion squad.
Nice
underground rebellion and all that.
Yeah, and depending on the outfit, that would be a really good buck for like a worker.
Yeah. Custom potential there. Yeah.
Yep. Well, I made this, I guess, 100% as well because I went with Bix as well on this one, just because of the same reasons you guys all said. So yeah, I would go with Bix. All right. So let me see the next bracket. Okay, so the results on this, of course, record one, Darth Malik beat Omega.
Well, at least you won't have the
General Grievous. General Grievous beat Mon Mothma, but it was only by 10 votes.
Yeah, that's a close vote.
And let's see here. Mon Mothma beat Bix in that bracket as well.
That one was a hard one.
Yeah, it was a little bit tougher. All right, so let's go ahead and hit this one. Who'd you have between Clea and the
Clea?
Yeah. I mean, we know they're going to make the Galactic Marines, right? It's like that's just
that's a rule one. That's an easy one for me because it's a rule. We have the Galactic Marine from the old days. It's not a great figure. It should be updated. I totally agree, but we don't have any version of Clea.
That's true. That's true. Joel.
And she's a badass.
Yeah, I think you have to go with the biggest badass in this this bracket. So you got to go with Clea.
Okay. Yeah. Bob.
Leia. That was an easy pick for me.
Yeah, 100% again. I went with Clea as well.
Nice.
Because I would love to have Galactic Marines, but
yeah,
I'm okay to wait for them if we get a Clea. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I just know that 4-pack is coming. You know what I'm saying?
I hope.
You just
I
know
hope
it's coming. It's going.
Yeah.
I'm feeling like, I'm feeling optimistic. Okay. All right. Clone Commando or Supreme Leader Kylo Ren?
I'm breaking my own rule on this one because it's new before redo, right?
Mm-hmm.
I want the Clone Commando. the
no
Commando would.
There's no wrong answer.
It would be such a great figure in the modern version, right? With the modern articulation, and there's so much room for reusing that tooling. It's such a great idea for a figure.
They could probably almost use the same body as Wrecker, could they not?
No, there's some differences. It wouldn't work, but the Commando has so much potential.
Gotcha.
So yeah, for me, it's the Commando on that one.
Okay. Joel, what do you got?
I don't really have a strong opinion on this one just because I have so many Kylos just, from the sequel. So I'll probably go Clone Commando on that.
Okay.
But I'm not you can convince me one way or the other.
Right. Bob?
Clone Commando. I don't really army build clones, but I do like to get like unique repaints of them.
Right.
So
and there's so much room for repaint with this figure.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There were so many like canonized different paint jobs.
So I guess I'm the odd one out on this one.
Oh,
I figured they're going to make the Clone Commando anyway, but I went with the Kylo Ren just because I don't really have any Kylo Rens right now. So I went ahead and just said I would better have a better version, I guess, of that one.
Yeah, you definitely don't have a modern standard Kylo Ren.
Right.
And I wish we did. I would buy that.
Yeah. So to me, and here's the thing, right? I know there's people that have, and this is a difference, and I'm not going to go into this, but I know people have their feelings about the sequels. The sequels and all that.
Sure.
Stuff. But I feel like the characters, should be made. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Agreed. Agreed.
I didn't like the Acolyte, but I still bought a lot of those characters.
Yeah, I would still like to get figures made from the media that's out there. But anyway, all right. Yeah, I went with Kylo, so I broke the trend with that one. All right, Don, the Indoor Rebel Commando or Ki-Adi-Mundi?
Yeah, so this one's tough because they're both redos, right? But and I really do want Ki-Adi-Mundi, but I went with the Commando because there's more room for customs there.
Right.
Because now I can make a little squad. Give me a modern articulation Commando, and I might buy half a dozen of those.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Joel?
I think the Indoor Rebel Commando screams out for a 4-pack. So
agreed.
4 different heads. I mean,
agreed.
They could just use the 4 heads from the Hoth. Maybe those 4 guys survived and moved on.
Actually, they should do 3 new heads and bring one of those forward. It would be amazing if they brought one forward.
Yeah.
That would be so great.
All right, Bob, what do you got on that?
I went with Ki-Adi-Mundi, Alien.
Okay.
It's like, even if I don't use him as a Jedi, I can always pop that head and hands off and put him on.
Throw that character in a background somewhere, and it's still an interesting character.
I will say, and that's I definitely see that. For this one, I went with the Indoor Rebel Commando, just because the reasons you guys said above.
Yeah.
I do have actually a couple of the Mundi figure floating around here somewhere. If I had to use them, I would. But and if they remade him, I would definitely buy him again. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like the odds could be there considering what the current world
especially this year. I think we're likely to get that character.
Right.
The best Kia D we have right now has swivel hips, and much worse has swivel elbows.
I remember those.
Swivel elbows are the worst.
Yeah,
and so he desperately needs an update.
For sure.
Hopefully this year. That'd be great, because the theme that they're doing this year, I think it's likely.
Yep. I agree. All right. Last bracket on this slide. Who you got? Tech or Banaski?
Yeah, I went with Tech on this, and it's the main before background character rule. It's a flexible rule, but I want to finish that team. I want those main characters out of the way so we can start talking more about backgrounders like Banaski.
Yep. All right, Joel.
Remind me who Banaski is again. I know I'm going to lose.
Yeah, he's one of the Cantina aliens.
Gross Cantina.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I say you got to finish the batch. So let's go with
nice.
So, all right, Bob, who'd you pick?
I went with Banis.
It's an interesting alien.
Yeah, interesting alien. Could also be used for like customs.
Yeah,
and then you don't run into that like Bad Batch characters going up against each other in the votes. So
yeah,
that's a good argument.
All right, so I picked Banis as well because
50-50 split on that one.
I would love to have a Tech. I would, but I just feel like right now, if you're playing odds.
Thanks, Chad. The
They're
Duro.
going to potentially make the Tech. They're going to make Tech, right? It feels like that's a no-brainer at some point. Whereas the background,
but I think background Cantina aliens are also kind of no-brainers at some point, especially with the Cantina out there. We just got a 4-pack. It's easy to imagine another 4-pack within the next year.
And especially since they just, put that Duro's head on the Jedi. I mean, not the Jedi, on the X-Wing.
On the X-Wing pilot. I hope they don't use that head again. That head it's okay, but it's not the best.
No, you're right. I would love to, I just feel like I would love to have that character as a Cantina member, because I feel like there will be a lot of custom.
Yeah, I want it
for that.
100%.
Well. Yeah. So anyway, all right, that's who I went with there. All right, and let's see the next. All right, this is the last bracket that we have. Don,
Leia.
Leia.
Echo or Leia. I went with Echo on this, and again, it's new before redo, but I want both. Go ahead.
Yep, Joel.
Echo for sure.
Okay. Bob.
Remember if I voted on this one yet? Maybe I missed it. But I'd probably go with Leia.
Leia. Okay. All right. Well, I went with Echo.
75-25.
I don't really have a whole lot of Leia figures running around, but I definitely want to Echo, because they're going to make that Leia too. So I'd like to get an Echo. Anyway, hey Tone, how you doing, man? Thanks for jumping in. Okay, all right. The second bracket, Ben Solo or Emperor Palpatine.
This one is stupid hard, but I went with Palpatine, main villain, and it probably would be a rad figure.
Okay. Joel?
This is definitely a tough matchup.
It's a tough matchup.
I think Palpatine in that, that Palpatine would be pretty awesome.
It would be a rad figure.
Yeah.
Okay. Bob?
I'd probably go with Ben Solo. It's not a big Palpatine fan. So
I got you. Yeah, it's all good. You don't have to explain yourself. We're just picking who we want. 'Cause I went with Ben Solo as well. I feel
That's a
like
50-50 split.
yeah, I feel like I mean, I do have the Emperor Palpatine figure. I don't know if I'd say he was
But
100%.
you don't have the sequel Sith Master. What's it called? Sith Eternal Palpatine.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like that's
I'm
an
okay.
easy. That's an easy make if they wanted to make it. You know what I'm saying? Potentially.
Yeah. I
But
want
anyway,
all new.
I mean, it
I want an
was.
all new sculpt on that.
Yeah, it was kind of like up in the air. I was like, which one do I really want? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That one's a tough call.
All right. So the next one, Savage Opress or 21B.
Yeah. So this is another one where the rules don't work. There's no neither. Yeah, there's no redo new before redo rule, right? Because that's a core rule for me. Savage, main character, hasn't been done in TVC, and would be a rad figure.
Yep. All right, Joel.
I think that every 21B ever made is great. From
Yeah.
the original vintage collection.
Yeah, they've done great.
They're great.
Old
They're all
ones.
great. Yeah. They hold up. You can put them in any dial. They hold up.
Right.
So gimme Savage. I mean, Maul is my favorite. So gimme his brother.
Yeah.
All right, Bob.
Oh, I'm keeping the Savage train going. That's 100%. Plus, Mavericks are my favorite alien race out of Star Wars. So, no brainer.
All right, so my pick is choo choo. We're keeping the train rolling. Savage, man.
I thought you were going to say 2-2.
No. I 21B is fine, but we definitely need a Savage in TVC.
Yeah.
And
100%.
I don't care if it's the deluxe figure. I don't care. Make it.
It would almost certainly be deluxe.
Because we definitely have them all. We definitely need the Savage press.
Yeah.
Hopefully, the small series can dredge some support for us getting them all in TVC. Because
I hope so.
Black Series has theirs. We're still using the Clone Wars version potentially if you want to use it. So and it's definitely one of my favorite characters out of Clone Wars, man. I love that story arc with him and Maul. I would watch more of that if they made more media of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, agreed.
Because, I feel like they killed him off way too soon, even though he was around for a while. But I definitely would say that that's one character I am definitely, it's like if I came into the store and all these figures, were on the pegs, that's
a top choice. Yeah.
Because I love the, I don't know. It's just for me a great character.
But whatever age you are, you're going to go into the store. If you're 6 or if you're 60, you're going to see that and go, yeah, that guy's cool.
Yeah, that guy's cool.
Yeah, I agree. I'll say this too. Just a special note for Hasbro if they're listening. When you make that Savage, the deluxe figure, maybe throw in some Dathomir magic elements.
Oh, that's a good idea.
That would be great. You know what I'm saying?
Or an alternate portrait, like 2 heads, right?
Yes. Yeah, you gotta have the angry one, and then maybe the
broken horn, angry face.
Yep,
something. Yeah,
we definitely need more of that. For especially a character that you can just see his character in the his faces that he makes, and anyway, but for sure, Savage, whatever. All right, last bracket. Simalu or Boshek? Who you got, Don?
So neither of them have been done in TVC, and I understand the argument for Boshek because that tooling is valuable. But for me on this one, it's got to be sweet Simalu.
All right. I can definitely get that because people want that figure made.
Yeah.
Joel, what do you think?
So I'm all about the emissaries. I'm all about the dignitaries.
Oh,
Give me Sam.
yeah.
Give me Sam.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Bob. I know you're going to be different on this one.
Oh yeah, I went Boshak.
All right. All right.
That
Again,
tracks.
another
Yeah.
character that can like fit in with my like group of like underground rebellion kind of
And
characters.
see,
figures
that's
and whatnot.
the type of things that you get into. It's not like you're voting against a character that you don't like or anything, but it's like, who would you rather have to purchase for what you're doing? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's not what and Hasbro has to factor all that in. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, not everybody wants every character that we want. So it's like, with me, I picked Sim as well, just because I feel like it's a different kind of a character. You know what I'm saying? And so I feel like with Boshek, they could you could customize one of those. If you got close enough to it or something. I would take them both for sure. But
100%.
That's who I
want
picked.
both.
Yeah, for sure.
If they were to do Simaloo, I would hope they would do them with like soft goods.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah,
like they do with like Bib Fortuna or that Quern guy.
All right, so let me go to this bracket here. Hold on. Okay, so for this one that we just went over, let's see, Echo won. Beat Princess Leia. Emperor Palpatine won over Ben Solo. And then Savage won against 21B. Surprisingly, it was a little bit closer than I thought it would be. I feel like most people want to get a Savage more than a 21B, but it was close, but I mean, I thought it would be overwhelming. And the last one is, I guess, Sim was the winner over Boshek. That one was it was about 50-50 almost, I'd say. All right, so the previous bracket that we went to, the ones we had left was Tech won pretty convincingly over Banis. The Indoor Rebel Commando was kind of in a dogfight with Ki-Adi Mundi. The Clone Commando just pretty much romped Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. And then Clea won against the Galactic Marine. So anyway, those are the results for the first 2 rounds. And like I said, tomorrow.
Voting again tomorrow.
Yeah, voting begins tomorrow, and then there'll be another round on Wednesday. So, and actually, I mean, it just keeps on going for the next few days. Anyway, but the next 2 rounds,
32, 16, 8, the final 4. Dun dun dun.
So by the end of the month, we'll have a good idea. Like, I'm kind of curious to see who that final 4 is.
Me too.
I feel like one of them will probably be Luthen. But I'm not sure about the other 3, because I feel like there has been a push for Luthen, especially since Andor came out, the 2nd season. I guess it was last year, wasn't it? It was last year, right? 25.
Yeah.
So anyway, I feel like there's a big push for that, and people really want to get that figure made. But anyway, that was
I'd buy that Hallcraft too.
What's that?
Oh yeah.
Luthen's his ship. The Hallcraft.
For sure, yeah.
I would kill for that.
I think any ships at this point in time we would love to get, But yeah, so anyway.
Depending on the size and price.
Well, yeah, I mean, for sure.
Right.
Like I have a feeling we're probably going to get an AT-AT.
Maybe.
I don't know. It's just
how about 50-50 on that one. Like
well,
if it's going to
so
happen.
is your other 50% a smaller version of the Razor Crest or something like that? You know?
No, I just chances of it happening.
Right.
I mean, either way,
Right.
I'm not going to be picking up an AT-AT because I don't have a place to put it.
Right. Where's the room?
So,
right. Yeah. I'm kind of in the same.
Now I'm getting
boat.
the driver, the figure.
I would. Yeah. It's like, where would I put an AT-AT? Oh, I'd put it right there on the floor over there.
Yeah,
but,
you just put them on the floor. They're big enough to keep on the floor. It's fine.
I mean, I've got a big ass dinosaur that's about the size of that I keep on the floor as well. I mean, you know, it's just anyway. All right. Well, so those were the March Madness picks for the first 2 rounds. I want to thank Don and Joel for coming on the show tonight.
Yeah. Oh, it's good to have you guys on.
Talking through those picks with us.
Yeah, this was fun.
I like to hear, you know, other people's opinions on these rounds because it sort of gives you an idea of like kind of like what we're kind of looking for. You know, what's our mindset.
Yeah.
You know? I feel like most of us, given the opportunity, would potentially buy, you know, 90% of the figures that they made.
Yeah.
You know?
Sure.
So, you know, I feel like we definitely need to, you know, get as many figures made possible. So hopefully this will definitely help that. Do you guys remember who won the tournament last year?
I do. It was what's that dude's name from the Clone Wars with the 4 arms, the Jedi that turned bad?
Yeah.
Palm Krell. Yeah.
Krell.
It was Palm Krell last year.
So that was the one I was kind of hoping to get, and just because, you know,
not a critical character for me, but I understand the appeal.
Yeah, I mean, I've been wanting that figure made for a long time now, and I know it's going to be a deluxe, and I don't care. But
it would have to be.
I would just love to see it, you know. But
I would totally buy that.
You know,
But
you know, is it my favorite character ever made? No, it's not. But I just would love to get it.
Yeah, 100%.
Fun character to have. Just
it would be
figure, you know.
Yeah. Not the top of my list, but I would totally buy that.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, well, before I guess we get out of here, Don, you got anything you're working on lately?
Always working on something. Actually, here's something. I've just been like playing with this while we've been talking. Here's something I've been working on. Here's a mix of parts. You can see there's a whole mix of parts. I'm going to repaint that head. But this is going to be some kind of like interesting Inquisitor badass at some point. Yeah, that's something I've been working on.
Awesome. All right, Joel, what do you got anything that you're messing with right now?
Just finishing up my speeder and working on some miscellaneous things, trying to, you know, keep going. Some plants, things like that. So nothing special.
Okay. All right. What about you, Bob? You got anything going on?
At the moment, no, other than, you know, the videos I want to do, but I've gotten delayed on starting on that just because I had to work most of last weekend. So
and to do more videos.
Gotcha. All right. Well, I really don't have really much that I'm working on currently right now. I'm just doing what I normally do. You know, playing with my figures back there, making a few customs here and there. But anyway, I just want to bring up, don't forget, guys, we got the emails, I think it was a few days ago, about the Fresh Monkey Fiction, you know, Eagle Force.
Yeah. Oh my God. My wallet's crying already, but
are starting to sprinkle in.
How many did you order, Bob?
So
a fair amount.
Just brace yourself, Bob.
No, I've been prepared.
Yeah. I'm hoping.
I'm looking forward to seeing them.
I'm hoping we have at least another week or so. I would love to at least get till next week potentially before we got the emails about those. But it's all good. it is what it is at this point in time. But anyway, all right. Well, hey, I appreciate you guys being on the show. Thank you very much for coming
Always a
on.
pleasure to have you on.
Yeah, that was fun. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks, Bob, for sitting in again, being a co-host.
Always happy to be here.
And just want to say thanks to the chat for tuning in. Also, thanks for hitting the like button.
I didn't do that.
Die Hard 3.75 is on later tonight. And also, thanks for the people who watch in the replay squad.
Yep.
So,
We love you too.
Thank you very much. And we'll say good night. And you guys have a good week. So,
Yeah,
good night,
see ya.
everybody.